What if I told you that you only need to turn your stove on one time this entire week? Imagine a week where dinner is ready the moment you feel hungry, without the noise of pots and pans or the fatigue of standing over a hot burner every single evening. We are going to use a gentle strategy to fill your fridge with delicious, hot meals for every single night, promising that by the end of this hour, your cooking chores are done until next Sunday. Let us take a deep breath and settle in. Tonight, we are not just talking about recipes, we are talking about reclaiming your energy. As we age, our bodies ask for a different rhythm. The act of cooking, which was once perhaps a joyous daily ritual, can sometimes become a source of exhaustion. The standing, the chopping, the washing up, it draws from a reserve of energy that you might prefer to spend on a good book, a conversation with a grandchild, or simply resting your eyes. There is a better way. It is a method used by professional chefs, but it is perfectly suited for the quiet, unhurried kitchen of a senior home. It is the art of cooking once and resting for 7 days. By the end of our time together, you will have a clear, calm plan to nourish yourself deeply without the daily burden of labor. If you enjoy finding new ways to bring peace into your daily routine, please consider subscribing to our channel. We are here to make your days easier and your nights more restful. Think about your kitchen right now. It is likely quiet, the lights might be dim. Imagine if tomorrow, at 5 o'clock in the evening, you did not have to turn on those harsh overhead lights. Imagine if you did not have to pull out a heavy cutting board. Imagine if you could simply open the refrigerator, lift out a small glass container, and have a warm homemade meal in minutes. This is not a dream. It is a practical system that prioritizes your well-being. The core of this system is preparation, but not the frantic, messy kind you might see on television. This is slow preparation. We begin with the concept of the seated kitchen. Before you even touch a vegetable or a piece of meat, bring a chair to your table. Cooking often feels like work because we are standing on hard tile floors. When you sit, your heart rate lowers, your back relaxes. The task shifts from a chore to a craft. From this seated position, we begin the weekly ritual. The secret to eating well for 7 days is not to cook 7 different meals. That creates chaos and waste. The secret is to cook 2 substantial base meals that can be transformed. Think of a rich, golden vegetable soup or a slow-roasted chicken with root vegetables. These dishes improve with time. The flavors meld and deepen in the refrigerator, meaning your lunch on Wednesday will actually taste better than your dinner on Sunday. Let's walk through this process together, step by gentle step. Imagine you have chosen a Sunday morning, or perhaps a Tuesday afternoon, whenever your energy is highest. You gather your ingredients, you sit at your table with a damp cloth and your tools. You peel carrots, you slice onions, you cube potatoes. There is no rush. You are listening to soft music, or perhaps the silence of the house. Because you are sitting, your legs do not ache. You are simply moving your hands, engaging your mind, and preparing to care for your future self. Once the preparation is done, we move to the stove. This is the only time the stove will be on. You place your ingredients into a large pot or a roasting pan. You add your liquid, broth, water, crushed tomatoes. You season it gently. Then you let heat and time do the work. You can walk away. You can read. You can nap. The aroma fills the house, a scent of safety and abundance. This smell alone signals to your brain that you are safe, that there is food, that you are taken care of. But here's a question you might be asking: won't I get bored eating the same thing? This is a valid concern. No one wants to eat exactly the same bowl of soup for 7 days. The answer lies in the final touch. When you reheat a portion of your base meal, you add one fresh element. On Monday, you might add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice and some black pepper. On Tuesday, perhaps a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese and a slice of toast. On Wednesday, you might stir in a handful of fresh spinach that wilts instantly in the hot broth. The base provides the nutrition and the warmth, but the final touch provides the variety. You are not cooking, you are simply garnishing. Let's talk about the vessel. The container you use is just as important as the food itself. Many of us rely on old plastic tubs that have lost their lids or are stained from years of use. For this method, I invite you to consider clear, glass containers. There is something deeply satisfying about seeing your food clearly. Glass does not hold odors. It cleans easily. And most importantly, you can see exactly what you have. Imagine opening your fridge and seeing a neat stack of clear containers, each holding a colorful, healthy meal. It creates a sense of order. It tells you that the week is under control. This visual order reduces anxiety. One of the hidden stressors of aging is the cognitive load of decision-making. What should I eat? Do I have the ingredients? Is that lettuce still good? These questions take mental energy. When you use the cook once method, the decisions are already made. You open the fridge, you choose a container, and you eat. You free your mind from more pleasant thoughts. Now let us address the safety of the kitchen. A common worry as we get older is the fear of leaving the stove on. It is a nagging thought that can strike just as you are drifting off to sleep. Did I turn the dial? Is the gas off? By cooking only once a week, you eliminate this anxiety for 6 out of 7 days. For the rest of the week, you are using a microwave or a toaster oven, appliances that run on timers and shut themselves off. You are removing a hazard from your daily life, making your home a safer sanctuary. There is also the matter of heavy lifting. A large pot of soup is heavy. A roasting pan can be unwieldy. When you cook once, you deal with this weight only once, perhaps when a caregiver or a family member is there to help move the pot to the counter. Once the food is cooked and cooled, you portion it into those small, light containers we discussed. For the rest of the week, you are never lifting more than a pound or 2. You are protecting your wrists, your shoulders, and your back from strain. Let's pause for a moment. Close your eyes if you wish. Picture your refrigerator. Usually it might be a mix of jars, half-finished packages, and things pushed to the back. Now visualize it with this new system. 3 containers on the shelf for the next 3 days. 3 more containers in the freezer for later in the week. A designated space for your final touch items, the lemon, the cheese, the fresh herbs. It looks clean. It looks manageable. It looks like peace. You might be wondering about freshness. Does food truly stay good for a full week? The general rule for most cooked meals is 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator. This is why the freezer is your quiet partner in this strategy. When you finish cooking your large batch, You place half the containers in the fridge and half in the freezer. On Wednesday night, you simply move one container from the freezer to the fridge to thaw for Thursday. It is a slow, gentle rotation. The food remains safe, the texture remains pleasant, and you never have to worry about spoilage. But what if you live alone and have a small appetite? The beauty of this method is that it scales down perfectly. You do not need to make a gallon of soup. You can roast 2 sweet potatoes and 2 chicken breasts. You can make a small pot of chili. The goal is not quantity. The goal is efficiency. It is about the ratio of work to rest. Even if you only cook enough for 4 days, that is still 4 days of freedom. 4 days where the kitchen stays clean. 4 days where the sink remains empty. Speaking of the sink, let's consider the cleanup. Washing dishes is often the task that breaks our spirit at the end of the day. Your legs are tired, the water feels too hot or too cold, and the scrubbing hurts your hands. With the 7-day method, you generate dirty pots and pans only once. You wash them on Sunday, perhaps while listening to your favorite radio program or audiobook. For the rest of the week, your washing up consists of a single bowl and a single spoon. It takes 30 seconds. You can wash your bowl, dry it, and put it away before the kettle has even finished boiling for your evening tea. Let's go deeper into the types of food that work best for this gentle lifestyle. We want foods that are soft, comforting, and hydrating. Stews, casseroles, and soups are ideal. They are easy to digest, which promotes better sleep. A heavy, dry meal late at night can disrupt your rest. A warm, liquid-based meal soothes the stomach and warms the body from the inside out. Ingredients like root vegetables, carrots, parsnips, squash hold their shape well and provide steady energy. Beans and lentils are wonderful soft sources of protein that do not require difficult chewing and are very inexpensive. There is a rhythm to the seasons with this method as well. In the winter, your weekly cook might be a hearty beef and barley stew. The scent of thyme and bay leaf will make your home feel warmer. In the summer, you might prepare a large cold pasta salad with plenty of soft vegetables and a light dressing, requiring no reheating at all. The method adapts to the weather, and it adapts to you. One objection I often hear is, "I don't have the energy to do a big cook on Sunday." This is understandable. If an hour of cooking feels like too much, break it down. We call this pacing. You can chop the vegetables in the morning, sitting at your table. You can cover them and put them in the fridge. Then, take a nap. Have lunch. In the afternoon, when you feel refreshed, put the ingredients in the pot and turn on the heat. You do not have to do it all in one continuous sprint. You can spread the effort out over the entire day, moving slowly, respecting your body's limits. Another gentle adaptation is the use of pre-cut vegetables. There is no shame in buying onions that are already diced or carrots that are already peeled. In the frozen section of your grocery store, you will find bags of vegetables that have been washed, chopped, and flash frozen at peak freshness. Using these ingredients eliminates the preparation step entirely. You simply open the bag and pour. This is not cheating. This is wisdom. You are conserving your energy for the things that truly matter to you. Let's talk about the financial aspect. Cooking once a week is incredibly thrifty. When we cook daily, we often buy ingredients that go bad before we can use them. Half a pepper here, a bunch of cilantro there. When you batch cook, you use everything you buy immediately. There is zero waste. You are also less likely to order expensive takeout or rely on processed frozen dinners because you know you have a healthy, homemade meal waiting for you. It is a kindness to your wallet as well as your body. As you adopt this rhythm, you might find that Sunday, or whatever day you choose, becomes a day you look forward to. It becomes a meditative time. The sound of the knife on the board, the bubble of the pot, the warmth of the kitchen. It is a time to connect with the ingredients that sustain you. And then, the moment of completion. You turn off the stove. You verify that the dial is in the off position. You feel that click of safety. You let the food cool. You fill your containers. You stack them in the fridge. And as you close the refrigerator door, you can literally say to yourself, I am done. The relief of that moment is profound. The week ahead looks different. It looks spacious. The time you used to spend standing at the counter at 5 p.m. is now yours. You can sit by the window and watch the birds. You can call an old friend. You can simply close your eyes and listen to the radio. You have bought yourself time. If you have dexterity issues in your hands, this method is especially helpful. Opening jars and chopping can be painful. On your cooking day, you can use adaptive tools, electric can openers, rocker knives, jar grippers. You get all that difficult handwork out of the way in one session, perhaps after applying a warm compress to your hands to loosen the joints. For the rest of the week, you only need to lift a lid. You are minimizing the repetitive stress on your hands, allowing inflammation to settle down. Let us return to the final touch for a moment, as it is the key to enjoyment. Think about texture. Soft food is comforting, but sometimes we miss a crunch. Keeping a small box of crackers or some toasted nuts on the counter allows you to add that texture right before you eat. Think about color. A sprinkle of fresh parsley or green onion adds vibrant life to a brown stew. These small additions take seconds, but they signal to your eyes and your palate that this is a fresh, exciting meal. This method also allows you to share. If a neighbor stops by or a family member visits, you have food ready. You can simply heat up a second container. It removes the stress of hosting. You are always prepared, always able to offer hospitality without fluster or panic. It restores a sense of dignity and capability. You are not just managing, you are thriving. Now let's visualize your first week. Imagine it is Monday evening. The sun is setting, you feel a little hungry. You walk to the kitchen, it is clean. The counters are empty. You open the fridge. There is your glass container. You place it in the microwave or empty it into a small saucepan. Within 3 minutes, steam is rising. You sit at your table. The food is hot, rich, and flavorful. You eat slowly, savoring the work you did yesterday. When you are finished, you rinse the bowl, and you are free. The evening stretches out before you, quiet and unhurried. Imagine Tuesday, the same ease. Wednesday, the same ease. By Thursday, you might pull a container from the freezer. It feels like a gift from your past self. Thank you, you might think, for taking care of me. This creates a positive cycle of self-care. You are parenting yourself, treating yourself with the gentleness you would offer a beloved child. There are no strict rules here. If you want to cook twice a week instead of once, that is fine. If you want to buy a rotisserie chicken instead of roasting one, that is excellent. The goal is to reduce the friction in your life. The goal is to ensure you are eating warm, nutritious food that supports your sleep and your health without depleting your battery. As we near the end of our time, I want you to think of one simple meal you enjoy. Maybe it is a beef stew, maybe it is a lentil soup, maybe it is a pasta bake. Plan to make just that one meal this week, but make double the amount. See how it feels to have the next night off. Test the waters. Feel the relief of the empty sink. Cooking does not have to be a performance. It does not have to be a daily grind. It can be a quiet, weekly rhythm that supports a life of rest and reflection. You have earned this rest. Your body deserves this nourishment. Your mind deserves this peace. If this idea of a gentler, more organized kitchen resonates with you, I invite you to click the subscribe button. By joining us, you ensure that these nightly reminders of safety and ease are always there for you. We are building a community of people who value slowness, who value quiet, and who value the dignity of aging. Tonight, as you drift off to sleep, let the image of that organized, stocked refrigerator comfort you. You are prepared, you are safe, the work is done. There is nothing left to worry about. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw, rest your hands. Tomorrow is taken care of. Sleep well.